Right, it's June the 1st, 1999. We're doing a walk from Sabden to Churnclough, onto the crags, the Deer Stones, over Spence Moor, up Moorclough, onto the big end of Pendle. We're going to climb 1,831 feet, all through, down the other side into Barley, onto Whitehall, through Newchurch, Sabden Fold and back down the valley. But we're leaving here today, we're leaving the oldest part of the village, which is hay houses. The hay houses goes back to early 1600s. There used to be 4 cottages here, and it was untried in those days. There was Joe Bond was the head gamekeeper, and he lived here. But there used to be a wash house just across the road from these cottages. It was built over the brook. Now we're going now to this is Cotchett's farm up here. It's an untried farm, but it's 3rd generation of Gills. They took this farm over roughly 1950, and they come to live in the house from Rattenclough in 1952, and it's 3rd generation. Bobby Gill and his family's here now. Now we're going to go up York Lane now, up to Churnclough. Right, we're coming to York, up York Lane now. You can see they're just making a new road. It used to be the old cart track up here to Rattenclough and the York Farm and to Churnclough Reservoir. Right, we're going to turn left here now to Churnclough. At the farm at the back is York Farm, at Bobby Gill's farm. We're going up to Churnclough now. Beautiful day. The old lambs here. June, they were getting clipped, all these sheep, they were getting clipped. When they clip the sheep, they have to have a good fine day, warm day. Then the wool will rise on the sheep and easy to clip. Swaledale sheep, these tough sheep, have to be in winter in this part of the world. Yeah, every wood round they have a favourite tree. This is my favourite, beautiful tree. It must be over 100 feet high. And this, what they call Jawbone Wood in Sabden, they call it Jawbone Wood, that's after the gamekeeper. Now if you look to the right at the top here, Bill, you've got a woodpecker in the tree there, on this long thin one. Churnclough Reservoir. Filtered out, so water comes out of there into the big tank, then it's filtered. So of course we don't use this water now. Only emergencies. Now it was pulled down and rebuilt. Started rebuilding roughly about 1993, and 1995 it was moved in. It's just changed hands 3 weeks ago. In the region of over 230,000 roughly, something like that. Beautiful view, but when the old bailiff was in, there was a bailiff here, and he used to look after the old area of this. Before these trees were up, it was 254 acre, and they had a water bailiff here who checked all the reservoirs every morning, kept poachers out, livestock, etc. And he was the main man round here. Right, this is the reservoir here. Churn Clough, it was inherited by the Padiham Rural Urban District Council in 1892, and it was extended in 1920, the overflow. They brought it up about 10 feet, 8 to 10 feet, because they built all the council houses in Padiham at that time. And according to the records, one of the hottest summer there's been was 1934. And they emptied it, they drained it all off, roughly about the end of the 70s. And it was empty for quite a while. There was a leak, bad leak in the middle. And it was refilled up again in 1983. And all the stone was out of the quarry. There's a quarry at the back here, and there's one out of deer stones. And you see the main hill at the back there, Calf Hill, Rabbit Hill as it's known in Sabden. I presume that to be all the soil and all the rock that came out of here. Because they said in those days you had a lot of Irishmen working on the reservoir. And now we don't use it at all, only emergencies. We get us water from hose water now. And if there's a shortage or a warm period, they put a new pipe in round the back of here, all onto Stainscombe, right to Barley, which is pumped out of here, all the way around the fell, and it goes through a filter, another process, and it goes into Ogden Reservoir. Right, we're walking back now here. I'll show you where the railway lines used to be. At the finish up of the quarry here, the railway lines that run from here, right on that wall side, when they started to put all the walls up in the overflow. And when the reservoir was empty, in the late 70s and early 80s, there was a railway truck found in the bottom of the reservoir. Right, we'll go on now and we're going through this wood here. Now, these trees were planted, remember these being planted, they'd be planted late 50s, all this side, by the water board, all water board land this. Right, here you are, you see the geese across here. Well, when my friend here who sold the house about 3 weeks ago, he told the owner the geese are for luck. He didn't give any, he gave him the geese. Now there used to be a good few geese on here once over, but the old fox had a bit of a feed one night, so every night they come on their own. They don't need to shout, they come round and they put them in that little cabin at the corner there, and he lets them out of the morning. Occasionally we do get some wild. Early on in the year we had 1 or 2 swans on. Not swans, 1 or 2 geese. I think there was, I can't tell what breed they were, but they didn't stay so long. I suppose it was just a resting ground for them. This is where the all this spring water coming down here, all from the fell side, all from the fell side of Deerstones. This is one of the feeders into Churn Clough Reservoir. Beautiful spring water. Goes here. Aren't they a nice picture? You don't see a lot of them now. Lots of wildflowers. Right, each side. Now why the jobs like that? This is what they call a fire break. In case one wood gets a fire, it doesn't spread to the other. So this is a fire break. We're going to walk right through here to the end, up to the crags. Now then, you're wondering why this wall's here, aren't we all? Well, believe it or not, before all these trees were here, and it hasn't been here all that long, there was a farm up here, up at the back of this wood, Oddy Farm. Now, as far as I can find out, it was occupied up to about roughly 1820. Now this should be this wall on the fell side where he'd wall off here, and the wall goes right up there and right round the farm, Oddy Farm. Now then, we're going through here now towards the crags. There's no old oak tree here. There's a big branch blown off on the side, left hand side here. Beautiful oak tree, very old this one. Right through here, through this gully at the bottom. Right through the fence here, and down there. This is where the water gushed. When it rained down, it went straight down there, which is unusual for up this little dip here. Wants a bit of farmer's butter on that gate, it's sticking a bit. Now then, you see this wall here. Now we're going to the crags now. Now you see the size in those days, what the meadows were like. You know they talk now about 50 acre and 100 acre. Well, I don't know what this would be, to be about, it might be 6 acres, something like that. But what you want to see, if you look at the old stone walls, there's always a corner, the sharp corner. Now just look at this for a bit of craftsmanship. Can you see the bend on that? And there isn't a stone out of place. No measures in them days of spirit levels. Rack at thigh, like this, what we call. Look down wall. Now I'm presuming, I'm nearly sure the Whitwell family had built this wall when they lived here at the crags in the 20s. Or before then, goes on here. Beautiful wall. All that time, sounded a bell. This is the old path here. You see the old stones here. Now this is a marker stone. This is one, there's two more straight across here. Goes right to the nick of Pendle. And there's one straight at the other side of that wood. This is where he came from Burnley to Whalley Abbey. And this is where they were, the rest of the coffin. This is one of them here. And straight across, right in line with Wilkenhays. There was one just this side of the gate of Wilkenhays, outside the gate, but fortunately the county council moved it. But there's two more across here, there's one here and there's one at the other side of that wood. Right, we're going to crags now. Little crags and great crags in the olden days. Now we call them higher crags and lower crags. Nice and peaceful for you. We just look back at the overflow there. Can you see the overflow? Well, I'll tell you, before they raised that about 1920, around about 8 to 10 feet roughly. I think it was 10 feet, but and that was for all the new campgrounds they built at Padiham in that particular time. Now, if you look straight across the reservoir, dry corner tucked away on the hill there. Bill Gott and David Gott family farm, that the lads now, tucked away under the hill. It's mentioned in the Witch books, dry corner, and Black Hill in the background. Right, we'll go up to Lower Crags now. Right, just look at this little culvert here. Now, have you noticed the archway, the stones, how they've been put together? Great stonemason work that. Now, how old that is, I don't like to say. 1600s happened. Still going strong. See, this was the road where the horses came up to higher crags. What a beautiful little stream that. That's another feed you see to the reservoir. This is coming off the Nicker Pendle up this side. Right, we're at Lower Crags now, Lower Crags Farm. And we're going through now to higher crags. Beautiful old farm. Fancy waking up here in the morning and look at that view. Beautiful. Old gate post here, if this could only talk. Now, I'll ask my cameraman to come a bit near here and just look at the pattern on here. I don't know, I'm only thinking that all those stonemasons in those days had their own pattern, because if you look at these old stones, there's not many of them left. You'll see all different patterns. I want to show you. You see these stones we're talking about? Just look at them. If you put one in your garden gate now, it wants replacing next week. Look at them. Look at this pattern, different altogether than the other. But just look how much was in the ground. And solid stone. And they pick them up and manhandle them. No JCBs. Strong men. Iron men in these days. Iron men and wooden ships. And now they're wooden men and iron ships. Old Navy story that. Beautiful old stone. Oh, look at them all. Port just walked past them. Right, we'll carry on then to higher crags. At higher crags now. Now the house was there just this side of the trees, and the barn and chickens were down here. Now the last family would be here would be with the Whitwell family. Garnet Whitwell and Tom Whitwell. And the father George came here, and they left in about 1928 roughly, went to Limehouse. And what a lovely view from here in the morning. And those trees, with a chestnut tree there and a cherry tree, and those two trees were planted by the Whitwell sons, Tom Whitwell and Garnet. And you'll see the photo later on of this beautiful spot. And going back to the 1800s, the Chapman family lived here. And during the war, it would be empty because the army was up here testing bombs out. And then during the war, the Gills Eddie Gill and Roy and Allen, they used to clip up here in these buildings. And Kathleen used to walk, she told me, with a basket. Them woods weren't here now. She walked right across here with a basket and bring the lunch. And going back in the 30s and 40s, when Untrade owned this land then, before the water board, all up there, they had a shoot, annual shoot. And Mr. Stark and all the famous people used to invite every year in August. And they used to have the lunch here, and the buckler used to come on the road here from the Nick with a pony and trap and all the cutlery, and they had a beano, and then they went back shooting. Further on I'll show you the shooting butts when we go a little bit. New style, new kitchen gate. Right, we're still on Laurie Gill's land. Right, we're leaving Sabden behind now, which you can see this beautiful view in the bottom. Right across, you see the farm on the hillside of Black Hill there. That's Gott's farm, Bill Gott and David. And that's Sabden behind us now. Down to the back of the wood here, and we're going up to the Devil's Footprints, up to the Deerstones Quarry, and then on Spencemoor and down into Barley. Beautiful walk up here. Right. We've just passed the crags, now look at that view. Deerstones, we're going over the top of that. As you say, it's about 1400 feet roughly. Beautiful on top of there, we'll see the Devil's Footprints up there. Right, now we're going down here now, we'll try and find your shooting book from the olden days. Little enclosure there. Now I'm not 100% sure about this, but in the olden days they made these on the fell to put the sheep in just to sort them out. But also on the shooting parties used to rest in there. If the weather come on bad, they'd go in there. Ready for Deerstones now. Beautiful up here. You don't see many folk up here, thank God. Two oldens still on the top. Now all across there were butts. It was all numbered. And folk weren't allowed up here when they were shooting or before. And the staff used to come, well, when the hunt trial was in full swing, they'd horsemen, Mr. Ayres, he was the chief horseman, there were gardeners, butlers, fencing men, drywallers, gamekeepers, two gamekeepers, Joe Bond and Dick Morehouse. And they come up here, and all these butts were set out, and they all had sods on the top. And then on the day they used to shoot, as I tell you, at the crags, they had all the butlers with the horse and trap bringing the food on from Nick of Pendle. Well, they come from Montrose with it, of course. And all the staff and all the butlers and joiners, they had them all here beating, all beating on this side. And Starkey family and all the gentry used to come. Oh, he was in that shoot, I can't remember a lot that I know maybe. It was before the war, of course. Remember Jimmy Sager, he worked at Untrade. They used to come and beat. They had sacks, well, like a sack thing to beat with. And they all went in a straight line across fell, all in where the gunfire. And all these were numbered. There's just one or two left, there's just a couple up there, Laurie tells me. Yeah, one of these could talk, eh? Right, we'll look now. We'll get cracking to Deerstones now. Beautiful walk, eh? Pick driest way up. Devil's Footprints. This is where Annika Rice come with the helicopter and went on top of here and let the witch out. Okay. Devil's footprints. Devil's footprints. Now these were made by the devil, the giant. He was jumping from Hambledon Hill onto the castle at Clitheroe, and he didn't make it, and he landed here. Those are his footprints, and he had old stone in his apron, and it all fell out and dropped in the bottom. You read that in Lancashire Witch books. They're about 18 inches. Deer stones, the devil's footprints. Okay. Gee, that must be sandstone. Look at the water lines. You get that on fairly close, that's a water line. It's run through these rocks. We're talking about millions of years now. Magic, eh? Come up here any time you shot a stone will run the water line through. Nearly straight where the water's running. Right, just look at this beautiful view of Sabden. Absolutely magnificent. All down there, see right down to Hawley. All the farms down there, look at the buttercups. Down at the bottom. That's when them that doesn't fertilise. And the track on there, vulcanised track, can you see it? Corpse Road, going to Hawley. Beautiful. Going up to the summit now. Right, we're right at the top of the deer stones. Just had a struggle coming up them rocks. There's a fair drop down there. I like to be walking home Christmas Eve and getting down there. Right, I'm getting my second wind. Right. Now we're leaving Sabden behind now with about 11-12 miles at front of us, and it's a warm day. That's your last view of this beautiful valley, which I hope it doesn't change. What a lovely sight. I hope all the people of Sabden, when I'm gone, that will look back on this video and see there's people that aren't as lucky as me that can stroll up here. I'm getting on a bit years now. We're getting up towards 80 quietly. Might have my 80th party up here, then I can't make it. Beautiful. Right, we're heading for Barley now. Hogden Clough. To the land Spence Moor, which comes over, it comes under Downham Hall, actually Lloyd Clitheroe. This is Waterboard, Lorry Gill. Over here, it's Barley Side Street. Right, we're going up to Spence Moor. Right, that's a good start. Come up here sometimes walking and we couldn't find this style for mist. Very careful when you come up here. November and October. If you're lost a couple once on here, if you're lost, just follow the wall. Follow the wall. But watch these swamps. Keep to the path. Watch where you're going, because just watch. One runner went in up here on here. You have to know the job. There isn't many, but just keep your eyes open. You get in there, you won't see Christmas. How are you?
Thank you.
And which part of the world are you from? Sheffield. Now then, Sheffield Wednesday and Sheffield United. All put the hands up who do Sheffield United. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sheffield Wednesday. Oh, outnumbered.
Yay!
Now then, I'm going into a secret now. This chap might have seen me. Last match I refereed on Match of the Day was Sheffield Wednesday and Leicester at Hillsborough. Beautiful ground. Anyway, that's that out there. Where have you walked from? You walked from Pendle, have you?
Yeah.
Right round. And you're going
up to the
up to the big end?
Around, yeah.
Oh, we're going to make it. And you're going back over to Spence Moor.
Yep.
And you're going right down back to Pendle.
Yep, got the minibus park.
And what group are you? Are you from a school or are you from...
Scout.
Oh, Scouts, Sheffield 229th year, Boy Scouts. Well, you look like the lads, eh? And you're the leader. Well, it's very nice to meet you.
Okay, nice to meet you too.
Yes, and if you ever come to Sabden again, you'll be able to get this this film.
This video?
Be a big one.
All right.
3-hour one.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Nice to see you. Bye. Give us all a wave.
Okay. Bye.
Right, what a beautiful view. Right, from here we go down this wall side. Killer Hill we call it. Our walking party. And we go on that path at the bottom and we're going up, what to call it, on the path what the runners have made. We're going up this cliff, onto the big end, down the other side into Barley. Now these are on here, Lower Ogden and Upper Ogden. The first one was built in 1906 and the second one was completed in 1915. Now the one on the right, that's fell wood. It's a lovely wood to go through. And then you can go down here and turn right and go around the side of our road, but we're going to the big end. Now these are the reservoirs that supply Nelson and Colne. And the ones at the back, right at the back over yonder the hill, that's Black Moss. Well, we won't be going so far. Upper Ogden. Now the wood on the left is buttock plantation and the one on the right is fell wood. Now you can go to end of fell wood and turn right, end of that corner, you go right down into Newchurch, or you can come through the wood, cross between the reservoirs and go back to Barley. Now we're leaving here, we're going down this wall side which is very, very steep. So we'll just have to watch this step. The day's going on, it's a warm day, we're going to have to get to this big end before the sun gets at full bore. We just come down this side, the footpath runs up the other side down there, on through the reservoir, but we're going up Bilberry Clough, you see. Just take your time coming down here. Nearly made it. Pooh. Down in Ogden Clough. That beautiful clough. This is a feeder to the reservoirs, of course. Comes right down, it turns at the top. The lovely fresh water this, off Fell side. Now we've got here Honors left here with foxholes, what they call white flax. Then we go on to what they call barley moor. If you know where you're going in this part of the world, I hope the stream's not very high, but it's not too bad. Just get across quietly, wash my boots. Ooh. Right, we're over. Now we're going up the cliff now. The footpath goes up there, but yep. Right, now we're on the other side of Ogden Clough now. Yeah, we're going to Boer Clough, or Wimbury Clough, whichever you want to call it. A bit of level pegging now. This is why this is worn. The runners come down here off the big end, like I told you before. Tour of Pendle, half tour and full tour. Full tour is 17 miles. Some good lads running that, and some locals. Now then, we're at bottom of Boer Clough. Wimbury Clough, whichever you want to call it, Boer on the map. These house sheep are ready for clippings here. Come on. Lovely. Look at this wonderful clough. Now when the floods were on, the water came right up to that bank down here. We're going back now a bit of age about this. Look at the boulders it's all washed down. And all the hillside, all rock you see, yeah? Gritstone. They're all part limestone, but it's mostly gritstone. And a beautiful boulders what they've washed down. Want some good boots on up here. There's a fair old stretch up here. Makes a bit of a change. Walking up Black Hill. Just watch where you put your feet. But can you see how the water's cut? How the water's carved into the rocks. Then all these shapes, millions of gallons there. How the water's come down here. So there is sandstone up here. Look how it's carved. Water's carved rock out. These boulders here, the job to lift them. I'd like to take that home for the doorstep. May make a good door stopper. See how the water's washed these down. I like coming up here. Have a good heart to come up here. I don't think I've got one. Anyway, keep going. Beautiful. These rocks. And we're getting ready for turning any time. Bilberry Clough. Now we're turning right here to go to the top. Just on an old sheep track now. Ah. Now you just see here, this is nature for you. You can see all the wool on here. When it's east wind, they'll get under here. But when it's wet, a bit of water will come out of there. Can you see where they've been just lately? This last day or two just dried up a bit. And that's where they go, a bit to the other wind and a bit this side. So that's where the sheep, you see, look at the wool. It's had a bit of a wind here. All I need out there, look, can you see? Phew. Now then, I'm glad to see these. This is one of my markers off to go off. Still a minute on here. Go, that's grand. Now this, if you get lost in fog, it is a bit of a marker. If you're coming down here, come right down, right hand side and cross Wimberley Clough at the bend there and go down the side. Now we come from Sabden, when we get to the top, it's roughly 5 miles from Sabden. Come over at Deerstones, bang up. It's a warm one. Now we'll plod on now, we're going to the summit now. If we make it, a fair way to go, but we do it. I do this part, I bring parties up here. On this walk. It only takes about 5 hours, providing we don't get anchored at Pendle Hill, pending in rather for refreshments. I just put, there you go. Right, we're going straight to the summit now. Get me second wind. Oh, on the way now, I've had a wind. Straight across here, Lower Ogden and Fell Wood. And you're coming round now to Barley in the bottom. Look at that lovely sight. Now from Barley, can you see the reservoirs on the left? Yeah, that's black moss. They were built about 1890s, as you're saying. There was they're not used now, only in emergency. It's piped hogged in and filtered. Now the farm's in the bottom, Brown House and under Pendle. That's Bob Hargraves. Now Bob, one of the main sheep farmers round here, him and his sons Richard and John, did a marvellous job, a great men these. You can't read in books what these lads know. And you get some hard times up here. They run about 1,400 yows, lambing yows. And in the years they've had some rough winters. They came here, he come on the Pendle with Bob in about 1945. And he took it off Dick Blizzard. And he go back to Barley about 65, 66. Now the main winters up here, they've had some bad winters, but the main one on record, that's on record, is a 39-41. But there was another bad one in 1947, which Bob was telling me he lost about 300 sheep. Now when they shelter these sheep, they get under these walls, and the snow gets at them, and then they use a stick. They use a stick like this to prod in the snow, and if they can get a bit of air, they'll survive for a fair while, 10 days, up in a couple of weeks. Could be more if they fit sheep. Beautiful view that. Now you can imagine when they're trying to squeeze, in my boat, they're trying to squeeze little farmers out. It's not easy life farming in this part of the world. Folks think it is, but they don't know. They work hard, these lads, all these farmers around, these sheep farmers. Because if it work out the hourly rate, it wouldn't be a lot. You see, when you work in a factory, you know at the end of the week what you're going to get. Well, a farmer doesn't. He can hit a bad patch, or he can hit a good one. And he can lose a lot. They lose fairly sheep up here in winter, as you can imagine. By gum, you won't come up here when it's snowing or rough. It's rough land, but what a beautiful view. It could be a bit clearer today, but marvellous view. Now, could be a bit clearer today. You know, we've had right, we're at the top now. Now then, we're at the top, and in 1887, the link of chains to all the beacons around. There was the biggest bonfire, that was in June 1887, where thousands celebrated up here the Queen Victoria's Jubilee. Now if you bring the camera around now, I swear around here on my left here, and we used to say at school, you know that song we used to sing? Old Pendle, now standeth alone, Whalley and Clitheroe, Nelson and Colne, where Rodder and Ribble fair waters do meet, there's Downham and Barley, stand at thy feet. We used to sing that at school. Now we're leaving the summit now. Now can you see on the top, people don't realise how flat it is just in this part. Very flat. If you see these sheep here, all these will be Bob's sheep, Bob Hargrave's sheep. Sturdy sheep these. He also breeds a few mules as well. Takes them into Clitheroe. Last time Bob were in Clitheroe a few years ago, oh, at top price. Aye, good man Bob. Been trained well. Passed it on to his lads. He's retired now, Bob, take things easy. Keeps his finger on the button. Right, we're going down. We're going to Old Chap's Way now, down the steps, where all these townies walk. Lardy, good morning, girls. Now we've got some handy lasses here. Which part of the world are you from? Durham? Yeah. What, Durham itself? Durham City?
No.
Which part?
Spennymoor.
Oh, Spennymoor, yeah. Yeah, I've refereed up your part of the world. Newcastle, St James's Park and Darlington and...
Oh, well, we near it down.
Oh, yeah? And have you come on holiday, are you?
Just here for the day.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
And have you walked up from Barley?
Yes.
And you're going to the summit, are you? Have you been?
No, we haven't been.
Oh, you're going to the summit? Ah, it's a lovely view, isn't it, from here? Yeah. Yeah, we just, well, we've just done about, what, just over 5 miles, but we've another 5, 6, 7, 8, we're going down into the village now to video all the village and everything that goes on, you know. Aye, and Geordie's up Pendle Hill, eh? Ah. Who do you support? Are you football supporters or not? No. No, are you not, Joe? It is you. That's a term for the book, isn't it? Ah. Here, I once judged at a show up there. I judged poultry. I judged at Tower Law.
Oh,
It was up on hill,
yeah.
right at top,
Yeah, right.
in the school. I love the show.
Well, I used to live not far from the school.
Did you?
Yeah.
Ah, Banties. Miners up there, to mine, isn't it, Tower Law? It used to be.
Yeah, it used to be.
Yes, I like the Geordies.
I know we're a friendly bunch, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, really, yeah. I used to love to go to Newcastle. I shouldn't tell you this, but I'm the only referee to referee at St James's Park when there's a riot. Well, not the riot, but threw a brick through the boardroom window. And it was Lord Westwood with the president. If you check on this, you'll find they weren't throwing it at me. No, I've had a game up there and they've got beat and they've been no bother at all. Oh, there's nothing wrong with Geordies. Anyway, we're going down the steps now into the village. Nice to meet you, girls. Okay, give us a wave. Bye. Now the steps start just round the bend here. You can see it's just like it's had a bit of hard for the tourists coming up and the water coming down, but we'll soon be on the steps. 8 feet off a mountain. 1,181, 82 is it? If it rains Cockland, it'd have to be 3,000 for a mountain. Grand coming down, but we're not used to. Not a downhill at Sabden, generally uphill. And all this chap coming up and all. Darling, how you going on? Are you? One of Stan Bradshaw's mates.
Sorry?
One of Stan Bradshaw's mates, aren't you?
That's right.
How far are you going?
Top right back over.
Good lad.
We'll get there eventually.
See ya. I think we're about the old knees downhill, it just slows you down a bit. I should say we're about just past halfway down now. Done a good job of these. My God, they've got one. I don't know. My gum, it's a good job they put these stones in. Them lads did a good job. Thousands of visitors a year come up here, eh? Thousands. There's Windy Harbour over there. But I'll tell you a story about Windy Harbour. Farmer there used to be Walmsley. Fred Walmsley, I think I've got the name right. I'm going back at 30s now. They come to where we used to have a sale at 4 Holes once a year like they did at Barley. We'll tell you about that later on. And they bought a clocker. Now for people who don't know what clockers are, that's a broody hen, a dozen chickens. And they had a pint or two and they're going up for 10:15 and my Aunt Jane said, it's time you were going. He says, have you carry a bag about you? Thought he went out and want some sandwiches. Put these chickens in, carry a bag and clocker under his arm. And off he went, up Brown Hill, through Sabden for Old New Church to Windy Harbour. Eh? He was thinking of doing that today. His nickname was Soccer. Well, we're romping on a bit, you know. We're surprising how long it takes. I'll be glad when we get to Barnet at Pendle Hill. Pendle Inn, eh? Got my friend, the landlord. I wish I were at bottom. Alright, nearly at bottom now, eh? I think I'd sooner walk uphill. They say, when you take a walk, they want to know how much downhill there is, but we're doing well. We're doing well. We're nearly at bottom now. Right, we're down at the bottom now. Won't be long before we're at Barley. Tell you what, sun's gone in a bit, see my left sabbed in. Set off a grand day, but old Kissing Gate. The old Pendle, look at the steps we've come down, eh? Marvellous. Pendle's behind us now. We're landing into Barley. These beautiful green fields. See lots of buttercups here? That's a sign they haven't fertilised as much. Them beautiful trees there in the bottom, eh? Nice and peaceful here, eh? You know what they say? First 10 miles worst. I think we've got worst over. Beautiful walk. Brown house we've just passed up there. See, these farms are all being altered now, and from up on that fell top they look different. Beautiful path this. Look at these old wildflowers, eh? Ings End, eh? We're coming to now. I think there's that many farms around here. You get hold of your memory goes a bit. The old sheep there, eh? Fine day for them. Good bridge, one of our countryside bridges this. David Oyston Bridge happened. This garden here, I think it's Mickey's Hartley here, but I'm not sure. Oh, she's here. Hi, good morning, good afternoon. I'm saying good morning, how are you? Hey, you don't know me, do you?
I don't know you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And this is your grand...
My great-granddaughter.
Ollie?
Holly.
Holly. Now, I once had a dog called Holly. It was lovely, and you're a beauty.
Yes, she is.
You'll know Jack Cook at Newchurch.
I do know Jack.
Well, I'm Jack's brother, Colin, younger brother.
Are you really?
Yeah. So Hartley's farmers then, Tom Hartley.
We used to farm, which we do now, from here right to the foot of Pendle.
Do you?
Yes.
Well, you still farm it, do you?
Yes.
Oh.
Mark does.
Mark?
Yes.
Ah, that's your son?
No, that's my grandson.
Your grandson?
Yes.
Oh.
There's a lot of us.
Is he coming in
No.
here? Doing well. I know him coming to the dances.
Right.
Always. Yeah, always immaculately turned out. Now then.
He died 15 years ago.
Is it 15 years
It's
since?
15 years since Tom died, yes.
You're a beautiful
But
garden.
well,
Are you the gardener?
oh yes, all this down here.
And on the other side, right on the other
Right,
side?
all the way down here.
Ah, well, it's
And,
beautiful.
It is nice. I like it.
Mm.
The people that walk through to see the pleasantness of it.
Well,
all.
I'm very pleased to have met you. When I see our Jack, I'll tell him.
You
Now,
do.
we're going into Barley and then on Narrogates. We're going to see my friend Bobby Hayes.
Oh yes.
I work for his uncle, Tom, you know.
Did you really?
Butcher, yeah.
Yes.
You know where I live, don't you? I lived
Yeah.
at 4 Halls at time.
Did you
Oh,
really?
yeah. Anyway, next time around I'll cut that. Yeah,
You
really,
just
Tom,
go.
you made me day.
That's lovely.
I went to see Bob Hargraves the other night, you know.
Yes. Well, go and enjoy your day.
Hey, what a beautiful
It
place,
is
right at the
lovely.
foot of Pendle.
It is, it's lovely,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yes, this is England.
It's God's country.
It is.
Thank you,
Okay, enjoy the rest of your day.
thank you. With Bob Hargraves' farm on right here. His lovely bungalow. Yeah. There you go. Ooh. Now then, we just put the old chapel on there. That's the old chapel. Now that was, we're going back now to 1822, when a group of people in Bali, I think they broke away from the Wesleyans to become the primitive Methodist services, and they had them in like a cottage somewhere near here. And then in 1823 they built their own chapel, which is in front of us here now, and it's now Laycock's Joiner's Shop. That was the old chapel. And then we'll go to the other one that they built in 1910, just at the bottom of the drive here. Now then, we've got the new chapel here now, the Methodist. Beautiful place. Now can you see this chapel now, which is in use today, and very active with the younger end, I believe. They have what they call the Fog Club, Friends of God. And every year they have a big field day down at the bottom of the village here, which I believe it's a lovely day out. And they have all sorts of sports games, and they also have a balloon race. The balloon that goes the farthest, and it's been known to one or two to go into foreign countries. Beautiful chapel. Up now, but before it was Wilkinson Farm, Anson Parker. Now look at this beautiful archway over here, just look at that. I hope they don't take that out, it's lovely, isn't it? All the old stones here. Now when Barley Sales was on, the annual sheep sale, they sold the cattle here, but the sheep behind the pub, the sheep pens were behind the Pendle Inn, which we'll pass later. Now, Bob Hargraves lives here, made a bank. I talked about him on the top of the hill. We'll just see if he's about, Bob. We might be lucky. We'll just have a look at the yard. Now, I hope he's about somewhere. Oh well, he's here sat on the wall. He'll be counting his money, I think. Hey, now then, Bob. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad.
Good. It's grand to see you. And you're doing all right?
And you and all.
Ah, not so bad. Have we started clipping yet?
Aye, a bit clipping.
Are you two good lads, John? We've just come off top, you know. Been talking about you on top, so you're able to switch on it a bit and have a look at yourself, you know. Tell you what, boss, I've got some good shoes on, do you?
Aye.
Has there been a fire box somewhere?
Got arm and a leg, them buggers.
Are they?
Got arm and a leg.
Well, I've heard they did, but they're not so very sharp.
No, they're good
I'm just going to. I've been telling him at the bottom about Wilkinson Farm before it was called what it is now, Meadowtop.
Meadowbank, they got it.
Yeah, Meadowbank. Yeah, and like you remember Barley Sales, won't you?
I do remember them.
I remember Dick Howarth coming from Iron with
Aye,
sheep,
yeah.
and they sold sheep behind the pub, didn't they?
Yes.
And they sold cattle here on the farm.
That's
Anson
right.
Parker.
Old Anson Parker.
Old Anson Parker, yes, I remember him. Ah, it's grand. Are you keeping all right?
Bit of,
Just a job, ah. Well, you're looking, Will. I think that's put a bit of beef on.
aye.
Go on, Bob.
Oh dear.
And what's these sheep behind, Bob? What are these sheep?
Clip.
What are they clipping them? Are they starting on them?
Been working up this.
How many have you to clip, Bob, altogether?
About 2,000.
2,000? And what's wool prices? I know they're down at rock bottom at the moment. Roughly.
Isn't worth clipping into for a wall.
Is it not? No.
Rock bottom.
Rock bottom. Well, it'll let them pick up. Right, now we're going down into Barley now.
Very good.
And we're going to pub and chapel at then, you know, what's Village Hall
Village
now.
Hall.
And then we're going on to see Bobby Ayres. Now, you know Bobby, won't you? Right, okay.
Right,
I'll see you, Bob.
Right on.
Yeah, ta-ra. Dog ain't doing it. Now then, we're coming to Pendle Walk now. Now then, a very interesting bit to tell you. Now the pub down there, the Pendle, the first pub was in this row here. And the landlord, believe it or not, was my Uncle Ted. He moved from here to Blackpool. And my dad's brother, and my father had the Four Halls. It was in our family for about 26 years. I was born at Four Halls, 1925. And my dad was a landlord at Four Halls, and my Uncle Ted was a landlord of a Barley pub. We're the first pub, Barley pub. Now we're going over here now. Right, we're in the centre of Barley. Now before the war, there's Barley sheep sale. They had cattle as well, and all the old pens on here. And they drove the sheep from as far as I am. Dick Howarth come from Dean, Ellis Nutter from Whiteley, Amos Jackson from Sabden Fold. They all came here. I can't just remember what month it was. If I were guessing, I should say late September, early October, somewhere around there. Barley sheep sale. And we had one at Hyam, of course, but that was a bit later, Hyam sheep sale, behind the Four Halls. Now we're going now to the Barley pub now, which was built in 1930. At the Pendle Inn now, 1930. Now I'll just see if John's about, the landlord. Oh, he's in. Are you alright, John? How you doing?
How you doing?
Not so bad. Let's have the out here. Have a look at it. Now, how long have you been here?
We've been here 8 years nearly now.
Right. Come here, I want to tell you something about this place. Now, this is that roof up there.
Yeah.
Now, the Stanworth brothers put that on from Hyam. Now, they were finest slaters. I remember them putting that roof on because one Saturday morning, one of them fell off the roof.
Yeah.
Now, them were slaters. They're not slaters at Monday and plumbers at Wednesday in them days. They were slaters all the time. Haven't you got the message?
Yeah.
And now, I bet you're busy, John, with tourists.
Oh, yeah. It's getting busier every year.
Oh,
yeah.
that's my. What a beautiful setting out here. I remember when it was masses, you know, it used to be a quiet place. We'd come to dancers on the end here.
That's right, yeah.
Aye, GBs we used to drink. Beautiful building, isn't it? Stone, look at that stonework.
Yeah. Lovely.
Hey, that was done by craftsmen, you know.
It's been well put together, hasn't it?
Yes, aye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Where are you off to next?
Well, we're going down to the chapel now, and then we're going to Narrogate to see Bobby Ayres,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And then right through to Newchurch.
Very good. Yeah.
So we'll call again sometime. All the best.
Nice to see you.
And we've been to look at Bob Hargrave.
Have you? Did you get them pictures for
Oh.
when it was flooded?
Well, we've talked about it. We're going to
Ah.
have another do at it,
Ah.
like, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Nice to see
Thanks
you.
very much.
Yeah, take care.
Bye. Leaving the Pendle Inn now, we're going on to the Village Institute, which used to be the Wesleyan Chapel. We've got the Wesleyan Chapel here, the Village Hall. It's now the Village Hall. Now the Village Hall, it was built in 1837. And it was built by local volunteers, believe it or not, at Barley Green here. And then it became too small. And they rebuilt it again in 1884. Just imagine a cost of £850. And then it was in 1939, it was in 1939. Then in 1942, the Methodist Committee handed it over to the Village Hall. We used to have dancers here. We used to come from Hyam to dance here. Oh, beautiful place. It's a Bridge End cottages here. Now the weavers used to live here and worked at the mill. And before then, when they built the reservoirs up here, Higher Ogden and Lower Ogden, the navvies lived there. They lived in the cottages. To Narrogates now, Narrogates Mill. Now the mill lodge was on here. In the older days had a swimming gala here. And now it's a tourist board. Now we're going on here, now we're going on to the mill at Narrogates. Narrogates Mill. Now this was called Barley Twist Mill. It was built in 1799 by the Hartley family. It was water powered. Now when the flood was in 67, there was all this wall here, and it came down here, the water, and it come straight through the mill gates, right through the mill and out at the other side. Now we'll just call here, see if Mr. Hare who lives here, then he can just have a word with him about the mill. I hope this man's in if he isn't with I hope his luck's in. I haven't seen him for such a long time. Now hey, it looks in. Hello there. How are we doing? Oh, a long time no see. How are you doing? Yes, thank you. I was just passing through. We just come off the big end, and I was telling you, the local historian and the bookman, you were a marvellous place here. Could you just tell us a bit about the old mill when it was?
Well, do you want to just have a walk round?
Yes, it did be fine. Yes, yeah. And it was water powered, wasn't it, before
Originally,
it was? Yeah,
yes.
water powered.
Yes. The chimney came later. The first record of the mill is about 1799.
1790, yes, that's right. It was built by the Hartley family.
That's right.
And the lodge was on the other side there, where we've just come
Indeed
through.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
And the water wheel was somewhere in this area.
The water, and it was powered by water, wasn't
yes,
it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Until the middle of the 19th century.
Yeah. And then the flood, when the flood was on in 67, it came right through the gates here, didn't it?
Yes, this was a building.
Yeah.
And there were two large gates there, which were burst open, and the water came straight through the mill.
And straight through the mill. Out at the back, yeah. And then from the water, it was powered. It was after powered. It would change to boiler.
We think the chimney was built about 1820-ish, and the boilers were originally here. This was the hearth, if you will. The stokehold was here.
The stokehold was here, was it?
And the flue.
And the flue.
Straight through to the chimney.
What a matter!
So the engines would be somewhere in this area.
Yeah, it's beautifully built, the tune, isn't it?
Oh yes, yeah. Oh, it's quite sound.
Sounded a bell, eh?
Yeah.
What a beautiful place you've got here. Ah.
Good. Now this is the second mill on the site, of course, because the original burnt down in 1867.
Oh, did 1867?
Yes. If you look very carefully at the windows, if you want to have to move round to the windows.
Yes, we'll move round at the front. Yeah.
See traces of the 1867 fire on the tops of the windows where they blackened, where the flames came out. Now I'm not sure whether the building originally didn't have another story. I think once of a time it was 4 stories, and when it was rebuilt by Mr. Morby in about 1870.
Oh, Moby from Nelson used to be the
No,
mill
it
on
was
there.
from Twiston.
Oh, not Moby.
Mr.
Yeah.
Moby in Twiston
Ah.
had a much smaller mill than this,
Yeah.
and his burnt down. And rather than rebuild his small mill, he bought the ruins of this one, which of course was bigger, and rebuilt this.
Yeah.
So the
Marvel.
shell is original, but probably it's been reduced ever so slightly,
Ah.
and it was enlarged a little bit at the back. And of course we've altered the stonework there to put the more modern windows in.
Yeah.
You can see the original windows were much bigger.
Ah.
And those flanges actually don't support anything. They're not
Oh, do
tie-
they not?
They're not
But they
tie
used to do,
bars.
didn't they? They used to tie.
They will probably support some machinery inside the building. They're
Ah.
not for building strength, they're for something inside.
Yeah. Say that, Bill. then.
All right, yeah, yeah.
Go on. Say that again, but here, come here.
Yes,
And-
this,
and
is,
then-
this is an original front,
Yeah.
and you can see again the scorch marks over the lintels. But in effect, this is just the. It looks now as it did when it was rebuilt in 1870.
Oh, that's right.
But the cobbles are older, of course,
Yeah.
because those probably go back to about 1800. Now there were stables at the back for the 4 horses.
What for the mill?
Yes, to deliver
Ah,
the finished cloth,
the cloth.
which of course could only go 2 ways, either down here, down this road
Yeah.
to Barrowford, or up the hill through Newchurch. There
Mm.
wasn't any Barley New Road, of course.
No, they'd have a steep climb up the new church,
Must
wouldn't
they?
they?
But the
Oh,
most
it's happening
interesting
then,
thing
then.
is, how did they get the 45-foot beams to build the mill from Readyford?
Is that what they did?
Well, they must have come on the canal from Liverpool. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
Canadian pitch pine, the beams
Oh, is it?
inside.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it could
yeah.
only have come by canal
Yeah. Ah,
to Readyford locks.
yeah.
And how they got all those beams, because they weigh about 2 tons apiece, and there's 20 odd of them.
Is
How
that?
they got them from Readyford to Narrogate?
Oh, they're strong lads in them
They
days.
must have had some
Ah.
blooming good horses.
And good horses,
Yeah.
Shire
Well,
horses.
they need like artillery limbers.
That's
you
it,
know.
yeah.
So,
Very interesting.
I think the cottages were built several years after the mill, probably in the 1820s and 30s, but they were all occupied by the mill workers, and there was also a large warehouse here to store cloth in, which unfortunately burnt down in 1920,
What were the cars is now?
where the cars are.
Yeah.
The shell remained, and it was just covered with a sort of asbestos roof, and that remained until about the late 70s when the corporation bought all these and demolished the warehouse.
Yeah. Ah. Very good. Now we're going to Narrogates now, Narrogates Farm. Whitehall, past Narrogates. We left Narrogates Mill, we're going to Whitehall. Now the flood was in 67 where the water come down here, all over here, washed all the walls away. Right through the mill we've just left. Very bad flood. Now they're coming to Whitehall Farm now. All these buildings here on this side are new, as you can see, but we'll tell you about it when we get a bit further down. I'll show you the farmhouse, which is still there. Right, we're going now to the farmhouse round the corner. Now these have been rebuilt, as you can see, but the farm buildings was here. But they built some beautiful cottages. Right, Whitehall Farm. Now, Edwin Harry Franklin were the last farmers here. Now, Harry came here in June in 1955. And I think he left in about 1987, and then it was sold by the Water Board. And before him, it was a Chapman family which was here for 43 years. Now, the writing on the wall about the house, we'll just go in now and see if I can make out what, if I can tell you what it's about roughly. Right, now we can see the writing on here, but it's in, we'll try and do our best. This house was built by Christopher Bulcock and his wife, and the wife is spelled W-Y-F-F-E, Janet, J-N-E-T-T, in the year of our Lord, 1593, in the region of Queen Elizabeth I. Now the writing is on first and then it goes on to the last two and the coat of arms. Now we'll go to the house now and we'll try and have a word with the gentleman that lives here now. Alan, you stay there. Stay in that corner. Good afternoon, sir.
How are you?
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Now we're just passing. Could you tell me how long you've been here and who was in before you? We got Harry Franklin when he was a farmer. You knew Harry,
That's
did
right.
you?
Yes, yes. I have met Harry a few times. He still, I
Yes,
think he works,
yeah, very nice
around the
indeed. They're
hills.
very nice people.
That's right. No, I moved in 1990.
1990?
Sometime after Harry.
So you didn't actually buy it off the water
No,
board?
no, it was a couple, family in fact, bought it.
Oh, did they? Before you?
Started to do it up, but they've moved on. I think they moved on into Barley.
Oh,
And then I bought it in 1990,
yeah.
and I worked on it since.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful. Now, you've got a bit of history in all that, don't you? A bit of it.
There's a lot of
There's a lot in there. We just try and make out what's on the wall there. And which part of the world are you from? Where did you come to from here? Where,
Oh, I've lived as far afield as Padiham and Barrowford
oh,
and Colne and
you're a
Nelson.
foreigner in other
I'm a
words.
foreigner, I'm afraid.
You're a foreigner,
yes,
right.
yes,
Fair
yes.
enough.
I'm going to put my roots down here. Though.
Anyway, your garden's nice.
Thank
I can tell you've worked hard on this place.
Well, I
haven't you?
have. It was literally a farmyard.
Was it?
Yes.
And the cottage is separate next door, is it?
No, that's part of it.
Oh, is it?
That was the shippen. That was the cow shed.
Oh, that was his cow
But
shed.
originally in
Oh.
1593 when it was built. It was,
1593, was it?
1593. It was.
And then it was a cow shed. And then
it
he had
was
a building
yeah,
up here, had
it was
Harry, at the
originally
front here.
stables.
Yeah, and the
Harry-
cottage is here and new at the front, of course.
No, that's the site of the oldest building, and actually you can see. I don't know whether you can see it, but just on the gable end.
Yeah.
Can-
Well, oh, you can see there, yeah.
I believe this is the site of the oldest building, and when
Yeah.
they used to take the pack horses from wherever it was, Halifax or whatever, up to Lancaster,
Yeah.
that was a stable and where you changed the pack
Oh, they
horses.
stable the horses then and
That's
change the
right.
pack horses.
So I believe, yeah. And you can see the old part of the
Yeah.
gable end, and the builder who built it, and he was still building in 1990 when I moved in.
Yeah.
He obviously just extended it a little.
I can tell where it's raised up, can't you?
That's right. But
Very
that's the
nice.
side of the oldest building, I
Ah.
believe, on the side.
Very interesting. And look at this beautiful tree out there, that
Oh, the
Huh?
Copper Beech.
Copper
That's
Beech.
absolutely glorious
Yeah.
in September. Absolutely.
Well, they've made a good job of the cottages, haven't they? They're rather nice.
They're not
huh?
bad.
No,
They're
they're
not
not
bad,
bad.
considering the new. Yes.
Yeah,
they're not
considering
bad.
they do, it fits in with the surroundings,
Hopefully,
doesn't it?
when we get a few more roses around the door. And
Ah, that's
so
right.
it-
Get
it-
some
it'll
roses
blend in
around.
a little bit better.
I met a gentleman in the end there, he come from Shrewsbury last time I came up. I don't know his name, but he seemed a nice.
Oh yes, in the end cottage.
Yeah, in the end
yes,
one, yeah.
Yes, well he's.
So we'll be coming around when we get the film sorted out. We'll be coming to see you. And
Right.
we'll look. Anyway, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's been really appreciate that.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
All right.
Beautiful tree. Absolutely beautiful. We look at this lovely. Look at that beautiful tree. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely. This old bridge now we're going over. Whitehall Bridge, yeah. Just a bit of uphill now, and we're coming onto the Barley, roughly Nelson Main Road. We left narrow gates now behind us. It's a bit of a climb, but not bad. Uphill. I went into New Church now. Black Bank, Barley Bank on the left. The wood here, Boozman Wood. Right, we're in New Church all on, but just look at this view behind. Blacker Tower. Now they tell me you go to Cornwall and they say lovely views. Nothing will beat that, just look at that. Get our cameraman to just, good lads these cameramen, you know, ex-BBC. Beautiful. These lovely stone walls. Be a sad day when we lose these, you know. Shelter for the sheep. Just trying to squeeze little farmer out, be a sad day. I hope not. Beautiful. A runner here. How you do?
Hi.
Lovely. Right, come, this is an old one, Bill. This is an old style when all these fancies has gone. Black Bank, eh? We're coming to now. Into New Church. That's a bit dodgy. Had to get my mate up here, Mr. Bridge. Get that sorted out. No problem. Have to keep going. I've enjoyed this walk today. Beautiful. I take parties on this one all the way back to Sabden. All just where we've been today. Quietly away, Jenny call at Barley, never get refuelled and off again. But you want to walk a bit. That'll be a day when I can't do it. Yeah, I'm lucky. Left leg first, eh? Beautiful woods here. Right, we're going to Black Bank now, won't be long before we're in New Church. A witch country. The old, lot of all called Sabden Nick and Pendle witch country, but it's not. We're entering it now. Oh, absolutely unbelievable the history of this place. We can only get a bit in, I don't know it all. We know a bit. What we found out, this part of Wales in our lad. Lovely wood this, right through the middle we go. Beautiful walk from Sabden, if you're fit. You need to be fit. Beautiful through here. Only thing that spoils it, the electric pylons, but we've got to have electric. These farmers have got to cook the dinner But these trees, when they planted them, you know, I think they planted them too close, and then they've got to go up for light, you see. But they probably thin them out. Now, as you can see, this is all farm wall long before they planted the trees. Nice one. I bet a nice sunny day you come in here, eh? Just keep sun off you. Yeah, I shouldn't say that. We've had some rain, haven't we, this year? Right, come. Lovely, isn't it? Eh? Yeah, this is another old style. I like these old styles. Witch country, in case it witches on here. They all claim about witch country. This is it, new church. I mind what they tell you. And there's some burial mounds up here somewhere. There's 7 of them on this top. Black bank. If you go on the top, you see the stones at the top there. There's about 7 of them. New church. We've made it. 4 o'clock. Thank God we've had a fair walk. Now this is the Lamb Inn. Dated 1860. And it closed in 1994. It was a free house. But before then, in the 30s and 20s, Bill Ingham was a landlord here. I remember Bill. It was a Massey's house, down Westgate at Burnley. And every year there was annual supper in those days in the 30s for the shepherds that had the rights on Pendle. All them had the rights and came to the supper. That was the Lamb Inn. I used to go in there a lot, Massey's. Now there was another pub before then, which we'll come to a bit later. And we'll just go across to the witch shop now and have a look at the witches. Right, this is a witch shop, as you can see. Maureen's the owner, she's been 18 years here. She tells me trade's excellent. Come here from all over the world. You see the witches here? Across here, the Friendly Inn, which was built in 1775 and it ceased trading in 1930. Now, as you can see, this village is very well kept. They won the best village competition over the years. I can't just say when last time they won it, but they won it at least 3 times, which is a credit to the village. Now we're going down to the church now. Now then, on this site, the first was a chapel here in 1250. And then the church was built in around 1544. It was rebuilt in 1735 at the cost of £1,268. Now then, when you look at the Eye of God in the steeple there, and the bell in the top there was installed in 1883. And this beautiful porch here, it was rebuilt in 1749. Look at that lovely clock. The clock was installed in 1946. Very tidy graveyard. We'll just go down now to the front of the church. Gravestones in the churchyard. Alice Nutter, roughly all. $1600s. Beautifully kept. It's a credit to the people that look after it. It absolutely is. Now we've got the plaque here. If you'd like to get it on, Bill. Barnes Wallace. He was the vicar of this parish from 19 44 to 51. Now he's a nephew of Dr. Barnes Wallis, who invented the bouncing bomb. His nephew was Barnes Wallis, he invented the bouncing bomb. Been on the parish council, how many years, Jack?
48.
48 years, and he's proud to show you this side, the winners of the best kept village in 1965, 67, 66, 67, 68 and 79. Absolute credit to the people of Newchurch.
These seats, by the way, these are prizes.
What the forms? The forms are the prizes, what they get. Very nice. Sun's coming out. All day we've had a dull do, but the sun's coming out. Now the old schoolhouse here, look. Beautiful place, eh? That's going back. Vicarage here. It was sold in 1983. Very nice building. Now we're going through Style now, we're going to Bull Hall, the witch country where the witch farms are. Right, we're going over to the Moss End now. Spenbrook Mill in the bottom. Spenbrook Mill. Down here, very old mill. That's Spenbrook, alright. It was built in 1825. It was actually built from old farm buildings in the first instance, and it during the war, I believe it hit on hard times, and Mr. Reuben Burton, he survived it, and then there was a company formed in Newchurch, what we call Newchurch Building Limited, the late Hartley Pickles, and it was producing eggs, about 10,000 eggs a week direct to Burnley Market. And in 1930 there was a new engine installed. I think now they got about 200 extra rooms then. It was opened then by the Reverend Weston, who was a vicar in Newchurch from about 1913 to 37. And now we can see 1958 it swung back into action. The carpets, I believe they make some good stuff here. The Dowells and Sons, William Dowells and Sons. Red carpets from about 1958. After textiles. The textiles, you know, as you know, in this part of the world went. There's those new houses on your left there at Spenbrook. You can see those. There's a couple of beautiful bungalows at the end there. Nice little spot. We've got the mast at the top. Can you see the mast right at the top there? Oh, on the telephone job now, mobile phones. A very important mast, I believe. Ooh, a good style. Now readying down something fold now. We're getting up nicely. Some nice young Suffolk tups here, look. Pedigree tups. Getting on a few styles today. Now with Fogg's farm here, very good friend of mine, I'm sorry he's not with us now, Frank Wilkinson. Always a gentleman, very highly respected in this part of the world, used to take milk into the village. You see him now with brown smock on. He'd be just over 50 years, good Frank. Fogg's. There's a quarry at the back of the farm there, where some of the stone came for the church. And there was just one man killed while they were working the quarry. And there's a face carved on the wall. If you go around the quarry, you'll see the face. As you walk in, it's on your right. Fogg's farm. Right, we're going to Bull now. Bit of downhill. Now you can just see the quarry now. You see the quarry, the gate there, the top, Fogg's quarry. Very interesting place. Now then, before Bull it's Moss End, as you know. Famous name in the witch books, this place. Nice and tidy. Very nice. Moss End. Just have a quick word here when we get down the top. I'd be lucky to catch her in. Oh, hello, Linda, how are you?
How are you?
We're doing all right. Now then, how's the job going? How's the cattle going?
Fine, fine.
Yeah.
Looking forward to a busy
And
July.
you're in the farmhouse here,
Yeah,
aren't you?
this one here.
And there's a cottage at the other side.
Yeah.
That's Mr. and Mrs.
Mr. and Mrs. Frost.
Frost, isn't it?
Yeah.
And how long have you been here?
Ooh, 10, 11 years, something
I
like
know
that.
you've been here a while now. And what's the dog's called? What's this one called?
Oh, that's Twig.
Twig.
Yeah.
And what's the other one?
That's Jack.
Jack. That's a funny dog.
He is.
And are the horses yours here, these two
No,
horses?
they belong to the young lady.
Fogg's now.
Yeah.
We're going to Bull Hall.
One's her sister's and one's
Ah,
her own.
yeah.
They come down here for the summer.
Oh, that's very nice. Now you know the famous name about all the witch books about Moss End and the witches when John Bulcott lived here in 1612,
Yeah.
and his daughters were taken to Lancaster to be tried at the. They've been to the famous Good Friday meeting at Malkin Tower.
All right. I didn't
Now,
know that bit.
Yeah, there's some dispute where Malkin Tower was, you know. Some think it was up at Sadler's up here, and some in other books they have some doubts whether it was at Black or not.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Somebody keeps asking me where it is around here, and I say,
oh
well,
well, there's a possible site, but it's not on the deeds though at Sadler's. It's not on the deeds, but
No.
these historians have different opinions, you see.
yeah.
So we'll have to just read and take what they tell us, you see. Right, well we're going to Bull Hall now. Bull Oil as we're saying.
Bullhole, yes.
See my friend Mrs. Hunter.
Right, yeah.
I hope she'll be in.
Hat.
Right, it's nice meeting you.
Nice to see you.
And we'll see you soon, we'll be around again before long. Right, bye.
Bye.
This is the back of the house, of course. Moss End Cottage, that one. Other style. One more, one less. This is a good style. One of David Oyston's this. David Bridge from Sabden put these in. Good lad David, did a good job. We could do it more like him. Been a farmer, bit of work in him. Bit dodgy on here. Yuppie. Now then, bit of interest for Sabdeners now. Just watch yourself here, he's a bit Now this is where Sabden Brook starts. Out at middle of here, where this swamp is. That's where it starts and it goes in straight down the valley. I've only one more style then we're at Bull Hall. I hope Mrs Hunter's in. I don't know whether she'll be working her. There's that pot, look. Beautiful day again. Wind's just got up a bit. Another good style. I think the Pendle will have made this one. Right, Bull Hall's here on our right. Tynedale. Now then, you'll see Tynedale in the old books. There's a ruin of an old mill here, and there's some very old troughs near the house. That was said they used to dye wool here, and we're going back to late 1700s now. Tynedale. There used to be a big figure of a head at front of the farm. Tynedale. Right, another good style. Oh, we're making good way now. Sun's come out. Wind keeps blowing and this nice little breeze to keep us cool. Then Bull Hall, Bull Hall we call it. Let's see if Mrs Hunter's here. I hope so. She's gone. Hello. Oh, hello. She's here. Now then, how are you? Long time no see,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes, it
I've been past. Now, what about your ostriches? Have they gone? Yeah,
llamas, I have
oh,
llamas.
llamas. Oh, sorry, beg your pardon, llamas. Are they here now?
They're here somewhere.
Are they in the field?
They're in one of the paddocks over there.
Oh, well, we'll film them. We're going that way. We're going on to Sabden Fold.
We're crossing this way.
Now then, how long have you been here now? Now, you bought it and then you left it for a while, didn't you, before you started to do it up?
No.
Oh, did you
We
not?
came up straight away and we did it, we came up straight away to do it up and then we left to go abroad.
That's it. I know you went abroad.
We went abroad, yeah.
Now, how long was that since? When, since Henry died, Henry left?
86.
86. Right, we've got the job
86.
right. 86. Bull Hall, eh? Now this is where them tried to cure the 6th cow
That's right.
and charm the milk. That's it, isn't it?
Right, yes.
And Henry, did you know Henry?
No, I've
No.
never met Henry.
Oh,
I've
mate,
seen photographs of Henry and
Yeah. Oh,
I've heard a lot about Henry.
it was a
Lots of
character,
tales
wasn't
to
it?
tell of
Oh, a real
Henry. Yes, I know. I know because when
gentleman.
When we actually moved in here, the upstairs bedroom where Henry lived, there was as much ivy inside the actual bedroom.
Inside the
outside.
bedroom than outside.
Yeah.
Oh, Henry didn't bother about the ivy growing
no, he
through.
didn't.
Oh, he was a fine man. He used to come to the dances. He went a dancing man. He used to come to the dances at New Church. And he used to sit in. He used to come in after half time. And that made it a bit cheaper then, you know.
I didn't know that.
And
I
it-
a lot about him.
He used to sit and watch us dance. He right bushy eyebrows. Always a smile on his face. Not a care in the world. Great man. Now they were going now to Sabden Fall. We might have a look at Norman Nutter.
Well,
That way, onto Sabden Fall, because we've had a fair walk, you know. I'll just tell you what we've done up to now.
What, all today?
In mileage.
All today?
About 11 mile up to now.
Is that too far, is it?
No.
I mean, I walk 8 miles when I go walking.
Do you?
Mm.
That's very nice.
Walking a lot.
Anyway, look.
Nice to meet you again.
Aye, and we'll be round before long,
Okay.
and we'll see you again.
Well then.
We'll keep in touch.
Okay, yes, do.
And thanks a lot for the...
Welcome.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Ah, Bullhall there. Yeah. Real witch country. Bullhall, Moss End and Saddlers. Now then. Another good style here. Buttercups there. Isn't that a nice sight? You know why they like that, don't you? No fertiliser, no weed killer, no. That's how it should be. What about these? You wouldn't expect to see these, would you? Llamas. They belong to Mrs. Hunter's daughter. Come on. Come on. Come on, Ed. Come on. Come on, Ed. Come on. Beautiful animals, aren't they? Georgina, daughter. You won't fancy seeing these through witch country. Well, it's coming to have a look at us, is this one. Beautiful. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, it's a beauty that. Aren't you? Now then, what's your name? Ah, to get some of these at Sabden. Something here for you now. The old stone here. Now that was it was discovered about the 1940, and this is reported to be the footing of a circular structure of this wall. And the historians think it's one or two books. Now I'm in to check the records. It could be the remains of a marker for Malkin Tower, home of the Demdike family. And in the survey, in the historic books, it tells you in 1928 it shows there were 3 fields around Saddlers, Moss End and Bullhall that claimed that Malkin Tower was in this area. Now some historians claim it was in Blackwell. Well, we'll probably never know. But you've a bit of history there. Saddlers up there, Saddlers Farm. If you read the Wicks books, it shows lots about Saddlers. Now then, it was rebuilt in 1714, and it's being redeveloped at the moment for a residential new development. Now, as I said, they always said they thought Malkin Tower was somewhere up that area in the witch country. Now the one on the left behind Saddlers is Drivers. Those used to be painted white. Just notice that. Mr. and Mrs. Harper, I think they're still there. That's the Drivers. Right now, okay, we'll carry on. We're going to Sabden Fall now. Come on. Come on. Come on then. Come on then. Hey. You're a grandin', aren't you? Hey, you're a beauty. I wonder what your name is. I don't know your name. But you're a beauty. You've a good home, haven't you? Hey? Haven't you a good home? Right, we'll see you. There's some good stars we look at here. Countryside service. See all this wet weather we've had in the past. Beautiful today. There's not too many bees about. There's one just come out. I think they're just on the way out of these, you see. You don't see many wildflowers today. Bad news. A good start at you guys. Tabletop at this, should we say. It used to be a bad in here. Till our gang come up. David Bridge gang. Made a good job. Now then, look at these, these beautiful foxgloves. I hope our cameraman can get these on. Look at these. Fancy them in your garden. Oh, look, wall side, look. They're beautiful, aren't they? You know, you just stop and look at them, walk past them, and it was at a drawing at school. Hardy, we've got cappers here, the Brown family. Now it used to be, they don't do it now, they used to do bed and breakfast years ago when it started. And the end building, can you see the end building there? There's a lovely swimming pond in there. Very nice place. Beautiful place. Cappers. You come into it off the back road. Now, Norman Nutter's farm. Right. Sabden Old Farm. Old farm. Norman Nutter. Been here a while, Norman, now. I should say about 29 years. Few brothers of them, 6 brothers and 1 daughter. Norman lives here with his wife Ruth. They've been to Bull Isle, she said this morning, with milk. He runs Ferrishy sheep on that fell behind, so I'll be busy enough, and a few beefers as well. And his mother's at Lower Houses, Mrs Nutter, wonderful lady. I call occasionally and have a word with her. Always interesting to talk to at Lower Houses. That's witch country, you know. Right, we're going to Sabden Fall now. Now then. Right, goodness, is steeping. Right, we've a few miles to go yet. But I think this is about last style. With some gates to go through naturally, but just watch yourself coming down here. Grass has grown over the stones. Right, on the main New Church Sabden Fall Road now. Right, we'll go down to Great Hall now. Isn't it nice here, lovely. Right, Sabden Fall now, Great Hall. We'll just see what we can then we'll have to come back up here and go, because we're going through Sabden, going on to John Lee's. Now this is 1577. It's the second oldest in the valley, and in the olden days I believe it was the finest, well it is now, but really up to date it was all one. It's 2 now. And the second one, this is the second one, the first one is a Dean of course, 1574. But it's built on the same style. See, built in the middle of 1500. Can you see the windows? Mullion windows. Beautiful spot. Sabden Great Hall. Right, we'll go back now to Green Top Cottages. Right, Green Top Cottages. Now During the while when our lad Joe Parks were here. Tom Wiseman lived here, lives at Sabden now. Now Tom's dad, he also lived here. Oh, he's a great man. Historian. Walked miles, knew every inch of this place. Gave a lot of information to Clifford Moorhouse about that book about Sabden, the Forgotten Valley. Flintstones, collector flintstones. All spent all his time up Hutcock Clough and all these hills at the back. Very interesting man to talk to he was. And Margaret lived here, Margaret Park. Bit of interesting history for you here. During the war, there was a searchlight here, believe it or not. Searchlight was in the next field down the corner. Now the army huts were there. I can't remember just how many there were here. There had to be about 6 or 8 of them, no more. Royal Artillery. And they had just a Lewis gun. They had a searchlight in the next field. And they used to walk up to Newchurch for a packet of cigarettes. And they come to the dances. What a grand place to be stationed during the war. And the searchlight used to come on at night and it used to light all the valley up. And Kathleen Lonsdale, which were then named there Kathleen Gill, and Lorna and Roy and them, they used to sledge in the light of the searchlight. Now the bombers used to come straight across here, going to Manchester. I retire them then until the sign of thing, and we could see the searchlight. We used to see at school looking through the window, it'd be a clear night tonight, they'll be coming tonight. We used to go on Billy Hill at time to watch, and we could see the searchlight here in action. Yeah, that's a long time since. Right, okay, we'll go on here, I'll show you where the searchlight was. Now the searchlight were down there. I think there might be still a bit of the concrete pad left, but I don't know really. It's possible, just there with the searchlight. Lit all the valley up. Here. How many days? Now the on the left here, looking across here, across the 3 fields, the old house. Now Norman Nutter were born there. Now just to the right, can you see, that was Starkey's. Stonefold. Back at Hill, 2 brothers and a sister. Doris Starkey, never were married. 2 of them worked at mill, both brothers worked at the mill. Ma! Up to Sabden Fall now, John Lee's, that was Martin there, driving the tractor. We're going to see some peacocks now. This is Waldron Cottage here. It's all one now. It used to be 3. I'm going back in the olden days when they did alterations. They found a parchment in a chimney breast. It was wrote in Latin. It was a charm against the witches, and it's now in the record office at Preston. And when they dug at the back of the house here, they put a septic tank in. They found a gold coin. And it goes, if you look at the history books, you'll find out a lot of hunting went on in this part of the world, up the wood here. That's Cockclough Wood. That beautiful peacock, eh? Look at that. Roadies. try and look at it some. Right, we're just leaving John Lee's now at Snapden Fold and Waldron Cottages. You've seen the peacocks there. There's a good show of peacocks, has John. One here. Right, we're going on to Lower Lane now. PN there, look. This is a good walk in here. They've finished with rough stuff now. Thank God. Now we've got Cockclough Wood on this right here. Can you see the wood? Now the footpath goes at the other side. You go up here, just up this lane and turn left. Go straight up the path at the other side of the wood. The footpath used to be up in the middle. And years ago, before the war, there's a big scout up in the middle of the wood. Right to the top, and on the top and down to Ogden, where we've been this morning. Right, Lower Lane now. Lovely up here, isn't it? Now since we left Newchurch, we've only seen John Lee and Martin at that farm. But when I was a lad, Amos Jackson was a farmer there in the 30s. He used to come to the 4 holes at Iam. Always a grand old chap. Amos Jackson. Right, now we're going into Wattery Lane and down Wattery Lane now. Now then, as you go further on here, you'll notice that the road's been all land-made. This was a pack horse trail, the main road. It would be the main road to Snapden and Clitheroe. You can follow this right over the Nick of Pendle. Right, we're in Laurie Gill's land now. We're getting a bit near home. And a marvellous day. We'll just see how many miles we've done, roughly. Ah, we're not so bad. Done about 11.5 miles. See why this is Wattery Lane. It's dry today. Now look at all these stones. Can you see how they've all been hand-laid? That's going back to pack horse days. It's a bit main road to Clitheroe. Over to Snapden, over at Nick of Pendle. Here, what? There've been some hard men come down here. Beautiful that. I've come all these miles and we haven't actually met a soul really, only at the farms if you call that. So you just see how you can find a bit of peace and quietness in this part of the world. All these roads, can you see what we're talking about? It's grown over now. Just dip my boots a bit there. I'm ready for a drink, but we'll have to just plod on. Now then, can you see how this all this road will lay in all separate stones? Them would all be laid by hand. And when the horses come up, they kicked all these weeds out. There've been no weeds in here. Now then, Woodlath, everybody seems to ask me when I come in here, what's it called? It belongs to Laurie Gill, Was late. The last person was here by James Speake. That was when the records were in. That was in 1828. Only be a small, very small farm. Well, they all were in them days. All like vaccaries, you know, small farms. Right, we're going on to Woodhouse now. You can see Water Lane, it's dried up now, but you have to watch where you're going. Now then, Dean Farm. Jimmy Lonsdale and Kathleen, they've retired now of course, live up Sabden. Nice bungalow. Mark. Now then, that's the oldest. 1574. And the old track up there, can you see the track on the other side? My cameraman can just catch it up. That's where they used to take the milk when the Howarth brothers were there. We used to walk up there. And when we've talked about the barley sales at Barley, that's when they used to walk, Dick Howarth used to walk his sheep from here. Bob Hargraves told me he remembers him coming to, well, I remember walking them from me to Barley. I weren't so old then, but I remember it. Quiet, steady life in them days. No push and rush like it is today. I've got my second wind now. I'm good now for about another 20 mile I think. Oh, this is grand. Level pegging. Woodhouse. This is Gills, Lorry Gills. He keeps his beefers in here. Keeps some good cattle, does Lorry. Right. Woodhouse. Now can you see the old mullioned windows? Shows you here. Now that's found here by Whitwells. George Whitwell lived here, who had Lower Barn. That's his lad in Sabden now. We call him Young Jack. Jack Whitwell. Bit of a walking man is Jack. He knows a lot about the countryside. Now can you see this is not cement and sand, limestone. That's the originals. That's how they built them. And look how long they've lasted. Limestone dust. Right, we're going up Top Wood now. Just give me boots a bit of a... You'd like to put my feet in there, but we haven't time. Now then, Hobwood and Stainscombe now. We're on his own packs now. You can see our film crew smiling, they're getting a bit near home, they've had a hard day. Keep these lads fit. Now then, we're going up Top Wood. Can you see? Timmy Gill. Timmy's this. Just started to put the road in it. He's got planning permission. Be the biggest job. Last person that would live here was Mino, Italian prisoner, worked for Eddie Gill. He bit last year. Before that it was the Potter family, Elsie Potter. Right, we're going to Stainscombe now. Last bit of uphill this. Beautiful country. Stainscombe, eh? 1598. Simon Gill. Doing it up with Simon, good lad, he's been at it a bit now. He'll have had it 2 years I'll bet, but by come he's doing a good job. Some beautiful hills at back. We still haven't met anybody yet, have we? If you tell somebody, you think you aren't to believe. Right, Stainscombe. Beautiful place, eh? Wait while it's finished. Oh, what a place. Make a good job, Simon. By gum. I hope he throws a party when it's finished, eh? Beautiful inside, you know. Big stone fireplace. Right. Beautiful view. Right, we're leaving now. We go up top now. Up to Ratton Clough. We're nearly home now, eh? My gum. Now then, look at that view. We've made it. Sabden's in sight, eh? Tucked away bottom of the valley, eh? What nicer than that? Look at Black Hill. Come round to Black Hill and dry corn yonder. Got lads up and clipping today. On this hill here, across here where there's rocks. All them rocks across, you can just see the lines. Well, in autumn you see the lines on that, they're like biro lines. That's where the glass here went down the valley, right past Reedwood. Then there's a gap there at Reedwood, and that's called Daylight Gap. Right to Dean Farm. Only thing that just upsmack is that hill at the back. That used to be a pine wood. When I went to Waitwar in 1943, it was all pine wood. They were all chopped down. That should have been replanted. Now that's the borderline there, that wall, between Ayham, Pendle and Ribble Valley. What a lovely view. Absolutely gorgeous. Right through where we've been, on radio station. Higher Town, that farm right at the left yonder. Now then, some interest here for you. The old factory wall. Now Stainscombe here was 9.5 acre. If you read in the Witch Books, go to the library. The oldest wall in the valley, this. Must have been strong men to put these up. All off here, can you see it went straight down here? And these, when they used to talk and they did a deal, they used to shake hands on the deal. Through here. About what? Now, if you just follow this wall on, you'll see how it all follows on. Right, can you see? Just a bit smaller stones on here. I'll bet these are 2 or 3 feet in ground, you know. I hope they stop up for a long time because there's not many of them about. Must keep a bit of history, you know. Now we're on a good road now. Now then, tripping time.
Am I allowed this way, Ollie?
No,
Not really.
no. My God, that'll feel a bit better when it gets that off. Ah, see, he's marked that one now. Next on for shaving. Now, Robert rolls all this up now, can you see, in tight? And it all rolls up and all in these bags here. How many in a bag, Robert, roughly?
45.
45 in a bag. Yeah, twist it tail around and ducks him in, look. Bob's your uncle, eh? Hey! That was Mary's black Karens, eh? Be a minute. Just going to get me cellar a stick of rhubarb. Real tackle this will get you straight. Better than a Wiggin square. If you know what a Wiggin square is. Right, now the downhill home. Back to dear old Samden now. Bit of downhill, eh? God, this is grand. I could just drink a pint of Thwaites. I ain't going to go down well. Anyway, well, we haven't met anybody, have we? It's unbelievable. It's like this a lot, you know, only at weekends. Grand when you come here to somebody. Grand there. That lovely valley. Beautiful valley down here, look. Just have a look at it, eh? Now what's nicer than that? Oak trees, look here. Right up at Whistle, look. Hey barn at bottom here. Simon lives there. Hey barn. Huntroyd, that. Laurie owns his own farm. And we won't be long now. We're nearly back where we started. Have a quiet day tomorrow. Shopping day tomorrow with wife probably. I forget what day it is. You get a bit out, you forget what day it is. Every day's same, you know. York Farm now. Untried farm this. Margaret lives here, Margaret Gill. We'll just see if she's in.
Hello Margaret, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
What about this lovely garden? Have you had it
gardening competition?
No, I haven't.
I want to put your name down.
No,
How are you? All right.
I'm right scruffy.
Good. You're not. You've been.
I've just moved on.
You've been where we've been. You've been on big end of Pendle and Barley and
Yeah.
all. It's lovely lane, eh? These beautiful trees. Alright, we're ready for home. We're nearly back where we started. Bottom of here is hay houses, where we started the walk. Right, we're nearly at the bottom of York Lane now. Lovely, isn't it, coming down here? Isn't it a treat? Whenever sun shines you feel better, don't you? Everybody feels better. To Cotshots now. We'll just see if there's anybody in. Oh, there's Mary here. Hello, Mary. Now then, we've been to school today. Yeah, so come on steps here. Down here, let's have a look at you. How old are you now?
6.
6? By gum. Have you been to school? Oh, it's been sports day. And what about Sunday? I saw you. You was a attendant to the Roast Queen, weren't you?
No, I saw you.
Did you see me?
Yeah.
I thought you were very smart. And had you got your photograph taken? Have you? And have you gone on a sports day today? All right.
Yeah. I won all the races now.
3
No,
more.
more.
Did you? Oh, we're going out. 5 races? Oh, we'll have to get your newspaper. This is Mary Gill, a famous name in Sabden, always have and always will be. So I'll see you again, eh?
Yeah.
Right, ta-ra. Now then, we're at hay houses, as you can see here. Now this is the place where we started the walk. We've had a marvellous day, but we're ready for a wind. I've just been thinking, we've got styles roughly, with 33 styles we've encountered on our walk and a few gates. But I'd like to thank the cameraman, Bill, Mr. Bill Rimmer here, and Alan, and the sound technician that's worked very hard, and all the people we've called on today. Everybody's made us so welcome all through the valley, through Barley, Newchurch, all the way around. Thank you very much. We've had a marvellous day and hope everybody enjoys this video. Thank you.